Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Inspired Life Garden and another life lesson in Greg's garden. And I'm really excited about all the things that are taking place out in the garden. And man, it has been a wonderful learning experience for myself and my wife. And you've been seeing some of the progress as we've moved along, and what I'm sitting on right here is kind of the next phase. These are a couple of raised beds that I'm putting in, and the premise behind all of this is, on these particular beds, is utilizing a form of gardening called hugelkultur. And it's a German word, meaning basically the way it was done in Germany and different parts of Europe. It was mounding of debris, wood, and soil. And we've kind of taken it to a little bit different level here, in that we are recycling a lot of logs and branches and twigs and leaves. I've got some pictures here down below that I'm showing you right now, and that's what we've got in this bed. And so we started off with a lot of things like this, and even bigger, and go into the bottom of the bed. And what's going to happen is it's going to deteriorate, and it's going to create a biomass that begins to feed itself with really good nutrients. And we've talked about the importance of that in your life, is feeding yourself with the good nutrients, right? Well, this recycling process is something that is really important. And as a society, we're making an attempt, but we're not doing really good at recycling, are we? Yeah, we get out there and we recycle bottles and we recycle cans, but we can do a lot better. And the thing I want to talk about today, as it relates to your life, is this idea of recycling. Now, not recycling maybe in the way that you're thinking about it, but rather, what is it that we've become really good at recycling and that we need to change? Well, did you know that science shows that we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day? 60 to 70,000. And 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts that we had yesterday and the day before. So we continually recycle this thought process that has gotten us to where we are today. And so again, sounding a little bit maybe like a broken record, if we want to go to here, and we're currently at this point in our life, we can't keep recycling the same beliefs and the same quality of thinking, can we? We need to start looking much deeper at the cause and effect. We're seeing a lot of things take place in the world today, and what we're seeing are the effects. We're seeing the results. And, I think we've become really good as a society of putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms. We've become really good at dealing with the symptoms. Our medical world looks at treating the symptoms. And, I remember years ago when I was going through a study of touch therapy and acupressure and acupuncture, I was taught that, the premise behind Eastern medicine is looking for, how do we get to the root cause of the problem and deal with it there. And so it takes a little bit longer to get to that root cause, but we have to take the time to do it, and we have to stop putting a Band-Aid or a bandage on whatever our current problem might be. And so I really want to continue to encourage you to, just like in this garden, let's start changing our thinking in order to create a more productive biomass for ourselves and create a different, healthier environment. And I think if we can do that, we're going to create a much better world. Remember, we have to start, if we're going to change the world, we have to change ourselves first. We'll change ourselves first. We become really go on that journey of self-discovery. Then we can change our family, which then allows us to perhaps change our community and maybe then change the world. But if we don't start with ourselves and changing this thought process of what we've been recycling over and over and over again for many years, we're never going to get to where we really want to be. And here's another interesting statistic that I've recently learned about, and that is memory. Do you know that 50% of the memories that you and I have aren't even real? They never even happen. And yet, we continue to tell these same stories. And so it's this idea of telling ourselves these stories about a belief over and over again, and without us really taking a look at, wait a minute, does this belief, is it a healthy belief? Is it really part of what the true facts are? Or is it just a truth that I've created? So let's start looking at changing this recycling process of our thoughts and our beliefs, and start looking at how do we become the better version of ourselves in order to get to this point. So again, this is Greg. I just want you to keep growing, keep learning, stop recycling those old thoughts, and start creating a much healthier environment. And you're going to live a fantastic life. So until next time, have a magnificent day.